whether, you're trying to learn a new language or you're trying to learn a new instrument, whatever it is, we all have to start somewhere. Okay. But sometimes as adults, it can be a little bit scary, starting something brand new that's so far out of our comfort zone. Okay. So I love doing calls like this because I was once in your shoes. In fact, 4 years ago, I got on a presentation just like this one. Okay. And it was about Forex, right? And I knew so little that I didn't even know Forex stood for foreign exchange. Okay. So I was a secondary school English teacher at the time. That was my profession. I'd been teaching for over 10 years. Okay. So that was my comfort zone. I was a good teacher, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I was good at my job, right? I always had positions of authority. I was extremely organized, but what I wasn't was happy. And a good friend of mine actually introduced me to this industry. And one of the things that got me was I was complaining about teaching. Okay. And drop a one in the chat box if you ever complain about your job. Or maybe if you complain about your job on a daily basis. Because I know, as a teacher, that was something I did all the time. The workload was a lot. Okay. I taught teenagers, so they were being a pain. Okay. My colleagues, the leadership, I was always complaining, right? And I spoke negativity all the time. And this person who introduced me, he asked me a very simple question. He said, "But Shannon, like, are you actually happy?" And this was during the second lockdown. And I was actually sat in an empty classroom because my school put so much of a workload on me. I was going into school during a government lockdown. Okay. And as I'm looking around at this empty classroom, I'm like, damn, no, there's actually no way I can answer yes to that question. And that's when I realized, I needed to change something, right? I couldn't go through the rest of my life going through these motions, being unhappy, right? Life is meant to be lived. Okay. So I came on a presentation just like this one, right? I had an open mind coming in because my friend recommended it to me. So I was like, if it's working for him, why not give it a shot? By the end of that presentation, some of the numbers I saw and what I could potentially be earning, I thought, no, this is something I 100% have to try. So I'm excited for you guys. If this is your very first time hearing about this industry, I'm so excited for you because making the decision to join it was one of the best decisions I could have ever made in my life. Okay, we're now 4 years later. I have fully retired from teaching, so I no longer have to go into a job that makes me miserable, even though I love teaching and kids, kids are kids, they're great, right? But I don't have to answer to a boss anymore, right? I wake up when I'm done sleeping. I don't have to set an alarm if I don't want to. Okay. And it's been almost a year since I have worked full time. So I am forever grateful to this industry. And I'm going to dive into the information because I cannot wait for you guys to hear it for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And I apologize for the way this presentation looks. Okay. I edited it and I don't know what happened. Okay. I don't know what happened. But, anyways, just, bear with me, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to share my screen. And if you guys could do me a massive favor and just drop a 2 in the chat box when you can see my screen. You should be able to see it here in any second. So if you guys can drop a 2, love it. And by the way, guys, we've passed 100. So you guys are super sorry. We've actually blown past 100. Okay, amazing. So the company you're being introduced to today is called Economy. It is a company that I have had the privilege to be a part of for a little over 2 years now. So I have seen its growth. I have seen the impact that it has had, on customers worldwide. When I first joined in September of 2021, there was only 4,000 customers in Economy. Okay, fast forward to today, November 2024. Okay, 2024. Okay, we now have almost 32,000 customers, okay, in this company. Sorry, 2022, I think. Got my dates mixed up, okay, but 2 years. So in 2 years, we've gone from 4,000 to 32,000. Now that alone is a testament, to what you guys are about to see. And, our motto here at Economy is life elevated because we want you to level up, right? We want to elevate you to elevate in so many different aspects of your life. Now, of course, today, because we're talking about trading, we're talking about financially first and foremost. Okay. So we want every single one of you to be able to level up financially. That is the main goal. But in order to level up in trading and in order to level up financially, you also have to grow within yourself. Okay. Again, if you want to become a six-figure earner, if you want to become a millionaire, if you knew how to do that, you'd be there already. Okay. So there has to be some growth that has to happen. There has to be some change that you yourself have to go through in order to grow into the person, okay, who earns and who deserves six figures, who deserves, to be a millionaire. Okay, so yes, we're talking a lot about trading today. We're going to talk about how you can grow financially, but just know that along with that, you are going to grow as a person, right? I am not the same person that I was 4 years ago. I've officially hit six figures within this company, which is what has allowed me to completely retire. But I'm not, 4 years ago, I couldn't have stepped into that role. Okay, I needed to grow, and that's what we're here for. Now, of course, I've already started to mention money, so we have to, of course, mention a disclaimer. Any company that's discussing trading, investing, this is pretty standard, but results are not guaranteed. Okay, like any other business, your success is going to be directly linked to the effort that you put in, the dedication and persistence and commitment that you show to this journey. Okay, because trading works. Trading will make you money. But if you don't put any effort in, you cannot expect to get some of the results that I'm going to talk about and some of the amazing testimonials that you're going to hear from today from customers within our business. Okay, so your earnings are going to be directly determined by the time you devote, okay, the quality of training you provide. And at the time of this, okay, I may be, okay, a higher or lower rank in the company than the person who brought me in, whatever the case may be. Okay, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Okay, so now that we got the logistics out of the way, let me introduce you to Economy. Our home base is in Los Angeles, California, but with over 32,000 customers, that means we're actually over the world. In fact, we are in over 181 countries, okay? So that means we are in 181 countries, there are customers from Economy, okay? So even though our home base is in the US, we are in fact a worldwide company, okay? And I'm actually gonna come back to the cash flow quadrant because I wanna introduce you to our CEO first. Okay, so our CEO is Mr. Hassan Mahmoud. He is the founder, okay, and of course, our chief executive officer. Now, you can see all the credentials on the screen, okay, in both online and offline publications. And you can see, if you read some of those numbers, he's done multiple nine figures in global sales. He's trained and spoken over 62 different countries. I'm sure that's probably higher by now because this year we did a massive world tour all over South America, Europe, Africa. So I'm sure that number has gone up. But what really impresses me about Hassan is not everything that he's achieved at such a young age, okay? If you look at that boyish face, he is young, okay, for what he has been able to achieve and do in this industry. But it really is his heart that made me go all in with this company, that made me trust, in everything to do with this company. He genuinely wants people to win. And the reason why he genuinely wants people to win is because he knows what it feels like to come from a place of lack. Okay. He's actually originally from Palestine, and his parents brought him and his family, immigrated over to America when they were kids, okay, to try and provide them with a better life. Okay. And I think that's especially prominent now, with things that are going on in the world. So his family brought them to the US when he was very young. Now, being an immigrant with 7 children is, of course, not going to be easy. Okay, it's not going to be easy. And for most of his life, he lived in poverty. So his first big goal was to help his family. Okay, so he didn't start out wanting to start his own company. He started out by wanting to help his family. And I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of you on this call who can relate. You might be in a position where you're struggling financially, or maybe you're seeing your parents struggle financially, and you just really want to be able to give back and to help them out. Okay, that was Hassan's first goal. But of course, once he became successful, once he was able to provide for his family, his vision became much, much bigger. Okay, and he has a vision for this company to impact 1 million families. Okay, but he especially wants to impact people who normally wouldn't have access to this kind of education. Okay, because let's face it, when it comes to the Forex industry, when it comes to investing, that is usually reserved for the rich, people who are already rich and are already able to invest, thousands, if not millions. Okay, he wants the average person like you and me who can't afford to start with that much, for example, in a trading account. Okay, so part of Hassan's vision as well, okay, is to help get people into the 1%. Okay, now if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad and you've seen the cash flow quadrant, you know what the 1% means. Okay, but I'm going to break it down because, again, like you 4 years ago, okay, the presentation I saw actually had this exact slide on it because it's so important for us to understand when it comes to our financial education. Okay, now 95% of the world are on the left-hand side of this quadrant. Okay, and the left-hand side of this quadrant is something we call a linear income. Okay, and I'm going to explain that. So 60% of us, okay, are employees. So when I was a teacher, of course, I was an employee. Okay, and I had no leverage. Okay, what that means is I couldn't decide to not show up to work and someone was going to be there to do my job for me and make me money, right? That just wasn't possible. Okay, so if I were to call in sick, if I were wanting to take a holiday or a leave of absence or whatever the case may be, I couldn't, right? I needed my boss's permission, right? And if I didn't have my boss's permission and I didn't turn up, number one, I wouldn't have got paid, but number two, I'm probably going to get fired pretty soon if I kept doing it. Okay, now the other problem as an employee is that we have to trade our time for money in order to get paid. Okay, we have to trade our time for money. So again, we have no leverage because there are only a certain amount of hours in the day. So a lot of people think, well, okay, if I want more money, let me get a second job. Let me work overtime. But all you're doing is you're trading more of your time, okay, and you're going to eventually run out. Okay, so when I first saw this, it kind of made me quickly realize, if I want that dream house that I've kind of always had in my head, if I want to be able to travel, and I absolutely love traveling, first class to the 5-star resorts that I really, really want to go to, that's never going to happen for me if I stay as a teacher. Because it doesn't matter how high I work myself up in the education system, I'm never going to make enough money to be a millionaire. It's just never going to happen. And it doesn't even matter if I save up every single penny that I earn as a teacher in the next 40 years, I'm not touching $1 million. Okay, so whatever job you're working, you just need to be aware that if you're trading your time for money, and Warren Buffett, if you've never heard of him, has a quote like this, if you're forever trading your time for money, you will always be a slave to money. You're never going to have any sort of freedom. Okay, now we then move down into the self-employed. Now, self-employed are people who are entrepreneurial. Maybe they want to control their own hours, they want their own business. But being self-employed and having your own business still means you have no leverage. Okay, so if you maybe own a barbershop, a hair salon, my dad, for example, is an electrician, he has his own business. Okay, but if my dad doesn't go and complete a job and the home that he priced out, he's not going to get paid, right? If you work as a barber, right? Even though I think in London, barbers make pretty good money, okay? But if you're working as a barber, you have to show up and cut hair. Otherwise, you are not going to get paid. Okay, so essentially now you own a job, basically. So even though you may have some say, you can take holidays whenever you want to, if you don't actually go complete the job, you're not going to get paid. So part of the goal of economy and what Hassan wants us all to do is be able to start to shift over into the right-hand side of the quadrant, even though it's probably just going to be part-time at first. Okay, I'm not here telling you go ahead and quit your job and become a full-time trader. I'm not saying that, okay, because it's going to be a gradual process. But over on the right-hand side, okay, you want to eventually become a business owner that has people working for you. Okay, so something like, let's say Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Okay, maybe that's an extreme example because he's, of course, a multi-billionaire. Okay, but he has ultimate leverage. You're not going to see Jeff Bezos going into an Amazon factory every single day to pack boxes, right? It's not going to happen. Okay, he has a business that is fully functional. So if he steps away, it is still working, it is still making him money. Now, that's just 4% of the world, just 4%. Then there's the 1% who also become investors, okay, and make themselves a passive income. I don't know why that light just shut off, but makes themselves a passive income. And this is where your money is working for you. And this is where everyone should want to get to. You want to have investments and you want to have your money in places where it is growing for you while you sleep. If you can get to that position, that is where true wealth and true freedom will actually come, because it doesn't rely on you trading your time for money. Okay, so part of what I'm going to introduce you today is ways in which you can start to get into that investor side. Okay, so first and foremost, how is economy going to help you? Okay, so I've just spoken a lot about what we want to achieve. So how are we going to help you achieve it? Okay, well, first and foremost, if you decide to join, you're going to get access to our main flagship products. Okay, so I'm going to talk through them right now. The first one being the ECA. Okay, now the ECA is where you're going to do all of your education. Because again, if you were like me 4 years ago and you don't have a clue about the Forex market, and actually, do you know what? My lovely co-host, if we can open the chat box, guys, drop a 7, right? If you don't know anything about trading, nothing about Forex, nothing about crypto, nothing about stocks, drop a 7 if you feel like you are a complete and utter newbie. Okay, I'm seeing some 7s. Okay, guys, you exactly like me. Okay, you were exactly you first start. Okay, the ECA is going to be your best friend. And the reason why the ECA is going to be your best friend is because it is going to teach you the basics. Okay, so it is a video training academy where you can go through at your own pace, and it's going to teach you some Forex fundamentals. Okay, like how to take a trade. How do we actually make money? When are the markets open? Okay, so these are really important basics that you will learn. And again, I love that it's videos at the start because it's kind of like an online university. You can really take it at your own pace. You can take notes, go back and rewatch things because everybody learns differently. Okay, so we have that. But alongside that, we also have experienced coaches. Okay, and these coaches are, professional traders, experienced traders who have been trading for years and years. So they have the expert knowledge and they will go live every single day. Okay, so we have a live education session where you can then plug in and learn directly from people who are making 6, maybe even 7 figures trading. Okay, so not only do you have the videos, you also then have the live experience. And with the live experience as well, you can ask questions. Okay, you'll be on Zooms just like this one where they'll be teaching concepts where you can go ahead and you can ask questions if you're confused. But some of them also take live trades. So if you're a beginner and you don't know anything about trading, as long as you've learned the section on how to take a trade, you can actually copy some of their trade live on sessions and make money. Okay, now one of our most popular, his name is Abdullah. He goes live every single day, Monday to Friday. Okay, majority of our team, plug into him because he makes money consistently on a daily basis. So again, if you're a beginner, you go on this session, you copy and paste, you can make profits, and then you can go about your learning. Okay, so that is the ECA. Now we also have Solex, okay? And Solex is another, basically designed for beginners as well to help you access the markets while you are still learning, okay? Because learning how to trade will take time. If you want to be a self-sufficient trader, meaning, you can get on the charts, you can, do your markups and find your own trades, that takes time. Okay, possibly even years. There's people on our platform who've been trading for 10 plus years, and for their first 3 or 4 they weren't profitable. okay, because they were trying to do it by themselves. So we have designed Solex. It's our social trading platform where it's going to be an app on your phone. You'll be able to download it. And these same educators that are going to teach us, they will also send us alerts directly to our phone in the form of trade ideas. So again, you could literally copy and paste some of these trade ideas and still be making profit while you are learning. Okay. And then lastly on this slide, we have Monara. Monara is another fan favorite because Monara allows you to take a bit more control. Okay, Solex, of course, you're waiting for the educators to send signals. Okay, they'll send us those trade ideas, which we do get quite a lot throughout the day. But Monara, if you're someone who maybe you're an early bird and you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you just want to sit and chill, have your coffee, and look at the markets, Monara also finds you trade setups that you can then take on your own. Okay, so it's an AI scanner, scans the entire market looking for optimal setups. Okay, because what you may not know about the Forex market is that it's actually constantly repeating itself, right? It moves in predictable patterns. Now, that's not to say our predictions are always correct because anything can happen in the market. Okay, but Monara helps identify these patterns so that you can go onto Monara on your laptop and it will show you all the different patterns it's found. And you can go ahead and you can just take the trade ideas from Monara. Okay, so those are kind of our 3 flagship products. Okay, and you've got some pictures on the screen now. So on the left is Solex. Now, it's a little bit small, a little bit small, but up the top it says Euro versus the US dollar. Okay, so of course, the educator who sent us this is going to tell us what pair that we are wanting to trade. Okay, so we would then just find that pair on our trading platform, okay, probably MetaTrader 5, and then underneath we can see all of the trade information. There is the entry price, it's listed there. We have the take profit, so if the trade does go in our favor, then our trading platform is going to automatically close in profit. And then we also have a stop loss. And a stop loss is what protects our account. Okay, so we will teach you guys all about risk management. Now, what I love about Solex, on the right-hand side, can you guys see in green, it actually says copy. So you don't even have to manually type in these numbers. You can literally just click the copy button for the take profit, come over to your MetaTrader 5 and paste. Right? So there's no mistakes where you typed it in wrong or whatever the case may be. You can literally copy and paste. Okay. And then on the right-hand side, you have Monara, and this is just showing you one of the patterns that it is identified. Okay. Now, along with these products, you will also receive stock options. Okay. Now, this is quickly becoming, it's almost like its own movement, stock options for real. So it's headed by Jessica Ramos. Okay, she is one of the most consistently profitable educators that we have. And we're very lucky that actually Hassan was friends with her before he launched Economy, because usually she would teach privately and you would have to pay $300 per 1 hour session. Just for one session, you would pay $300 for her time because she is that good. But of course, you know, Hassan knew her from before. So we actually have exclusive access to her here in Economy. Okay, and she does weekly sessions from beginners all the way up to advanced. Okay, so as you grow throughout your journey, okay, from beginner to intermediate to advanced, you know, by the end of her course, her goal is to make you a completely self-sufficient trader. Okay, completely self-sufficient so that you can look at the charts for yourself, you can find your own trade ideas, you can execute your own trades. Okay, and I actually have a customer in the US. His name is Anthony. He's from California. And he has been with me for almost 2 years, pretty much as long as I've been in Economy. He has been in my team. And he has become a fully self-sufficient trader. Like, he has only studied Jessica since he started. And even though he is a self-sufficient trader, he doesn't actually technically need our services anymore. He knows what he's doing. He still pays his subscription every month because of the community that Jessica has created, right? That's how much people love her, okay? So if you've ever been interested in stocks or you really, really want to become a self-sufficient trader, she is definitely someone that you want to plug into, and she comes with our basic package, okay? So I'm going to skip the AI simply because it's not available in UK, Europe, or North America anymore, okay? So just due to regulations. So I'm going to go straight into how you would get started. And it's very, very simple. Okay, we have two main packages, the Elite Pack and the Gold Pack. Okay, now I want you to ignore the Elite Pack Pro because, again, UK, Europe, and North America, the Elite Pack Pro is not available. Okay, but also the Elite Pack and the Gold Pack are two most popular packages anyways. Okay, so we're going to focus on them. So the Elite Pack is $99 per month. So everything I've just spoken to you about, the ECA, where you're going to do all of your education, Solex, which is the app you're going to get with trade ideas sent directly to your phone, Monara, which is the scanner that you can access at any time to get trade ideas, okay, and then also, of course, stock options, which I just spoke about, all come with the Elite Pack, okay? Now, like I said, it is $99 per month. And I really want to break that down because when I get to this slide, this is usually the point, guys. There is 136 people on here. 37, it just went up actually. But this is usually the point in the presentation where people leave because they see they have to pay for something. Now, for me, that's absolutely bonkers. In my mind, it's bonkers, okay? Because I paid about $10,000 a year to go to university for 5 years to learn how to teach. Okay, over $50,000 I had invested into my education to learn how to teach. Okay, and in those 5 years, I wasn't making no money at university. My university wasn't paying me for doing a good job. Okay, but we will happily give over thousands and thousands of dollars. But when it comes to our own self-education, for some reason, people see $99 and think, oh, I don't know. But I want to break this down. There are 30 days in a month. Okay, that $99 would only be about $3 a day. $3 a day, right? I used to live in London and I used to go to work every morning. And on my way to work, I would go to Costa. For all my people in the UK, okay, I would go to Costa and I would get myself a coconut latte, medium coconut latte, sometimes a large if I was feeling like I really needed that extra shot, okay? And that large coconut latte is £5.25. So in dollars, it'd be about $7.50. I was paying more for my daily coffee than my subscription to economy when I first started. Okay. So I really, really want you guys. Okay. And if you don't, I'm not trying to sell you nothing, but I just really want you going forward to just reprogram your mind a little. Okay. Because if you genuinely want to level up, you cannot expect to not sacrifice. You cannot expect to not give anything back, right? Especially to a place that is going to teach you how to make money for yourself on the side. Okay, $3 a day. Now, for those of you who really want to go all in, you are super, super serious about this, you've always been wanting to learn how to trade, then you're going to go for the Gold Pack because there's actually extra products you get in the Gold Pack, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So the Gold Pack, okay, is $165.99 per month. It has an initial startup cost of $4.99. Okay, so this is for the real serious people. Okay, but if you're still a bit on the fence, then the Elite Pack is a really, really good start, really low barrier of entry at $99. Okay, so let's talk about some of the Gold Pack products that you would also get access to. So at the bottom, you can see the ones we haven't spoken about yet is DeFiverse, which is my personal favorite product, and I'm going to tell you why. Plutos, and then also Echo, which is yet to be launched. Okay, so I'm not going to focus too much on that. But for us Gold Pack members, I am waiting so patiently, okay, for the time that I get first access to Echo. Okay, so let's talk about our add-ons. Okay, so number one, we've got Plutos. Okay, Plutos is included in the Gold Pack. Okay, but you can also add it onto your Elite Pack if you want to. Okay, so it is indices specific education. Okay, and we have two ways that we receive ideas from Plutos. Number one, you will get trade ideas sent directly to Solex from one of our Plutos educators. Okay, she has a phenomenal track record, and I've actually got someone on the call where Plutos is their favorite product, and I know they're going to talk about it because it makes them a lot of money. Okay, So it's indices and commodities. So things like gold, silver, US oil, okay, NAS 100. These would be the kind of things that you trade with Plutos, but you will also get access to exclusive live sessions on indices from one of our specialists, Nigel, okay, who is also phenomenal. Now, like I said, it's included in the gold pack, or you can add it on for $50 a month. Okay, so if you don't want to go like all guns blazing straight for the gold pack, you could just dip your toe in the water and add on Plutos. Okay, now RFX and the AI, again, I'm not going to speak about because it's not available in the UK and Europe or in North America. So we're going to go straight to my favorite product. My favorite product. Now, this product, though, if you haven't been living under a rock, okay, you will have seen that Bitcoin has hit all-time highs. It has continued to smash through all-time highs in these last few weeks. Okay, it's so nearly reached 100K, okay, but it is going to get there. Now, DeFiverse is for my crypto people. For those of you who do not want to let this bull run pass you by, this is the product that you want to go for. Okay, so DeFiverse is essentially everything I've just spoken about for Forex. So live education sessions, trade ideas, a video recording academy of basics all the way through to advanced, you will get for crypto. Now, what I love about DeFiverse is because when it comes to cryptocurrency, for those of you who don't know, it's a digital currency, okay? And you can trade crypto on a day-to-day basis, okay? So we'll get trade ideas, let's say, for Bitcoin or for Ethereum, where you can actually execute those as a day trader and be in and out of a trade within a couple hours and make money from Bitcoin. And what's amazing about that is actually you can make money whether Bitcoin is going up or down as a day trader, okay? But what you also receive on DeFiverse is portfolio ideas. So for those of you who are wanting to diversify, because there's more than just Bitcoin and Ethereum, XRP, you know, the big ones. You've got smaller altcoins, which can make you a lot of money. Okay, there's been a couple calls in the last 2 weeks since Bitcoin has started to come up, all the other coins are starting to follow. Okay, so we actually had 2 trade ideas sent last week. Okay, very small altcoins. One of them did a 38.5% return in less than 24 hours. 38.5%. I don't know if you guys know how crazy that is. Okay, or if you can tell me any other investment that will give you 38% in less than 24 hours. But if I put that into context, if you had invested $1,000 into that coin, you could have made a $380 profit in 24 hours. Okay, other than crypto, there is not many places where your investments can do that kind of moves. Okay, so DeFiverse for me is really, you know, where it's at right now, especially with the season that we're moving into. We are moving into a bull run. Okay, in the next 6 to 9 months, there is, I forget the statistic, it's something like, Tama can help me out. I know we spoke about this recently. Okay, but there's going to be so many millionaires created in the next 6 to 9 months from this bull run alone. Okay, now with DeFiverse, you have a couple options. Okay, you can add it on. Okay, so if you get the elite pack, 88,000. Thank you, Tama. Thank you very much. So you can add on to the elite pack. So for example, if you still want to learn about Forex, okay, you could get the elite pack for $99 a month, and then you can add on DeFiverse for $69. So you could have both. Okay, if you just want crypto, you could get it for the same price as the elite pack, or it comes with the gold pack. Okay, so you've got a lot of options, you know, when it comes to DeFiverse. Okay, so guys, I've got one more thing to talk about, and then I want you to hear from some actual customers. I want you to hear from people who have been in this industry, who have experienced this. Okay, and again, we're once beginners themselves. So if you think, or actually, not even if you think, if you like free stuff, drop free in the chat box. If you like free stuff, drop free in the chat box. Okay, everybody loves free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? Okay, so you have the option, not the obligation. Okay, but if you come in and you are making money, you are enjoying yourself, you are learning, chances are what's probably going to happen by default is you're going to start to talk to people, right? If we've gone to a really, really good restaurant and had phenomenal food, the next day at work, you're probably going to say to your colleagues, oh, I just went to such and such restaurant. You should try it. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah. We do that naturally, right? If you've seen a really good movie, you're going to recommend it. So if you come in, you've got results, you're making money, okay, and you have friends who are also interested, okay, if you bring in 3 friends, family, strangers, whoever, your subscription can then become completely free. Okay, so maybe after your first month, you've made money, you're happy, you've got friends who've been watching your journey and they want to join, you could potentially then get a completely free subscription. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I've got my two amazing co-pilots, okay, who are also, really, really good friends of mine now. I've gotten to know them through this industry, but I've invited them on to speak because they have been getting some really, really phenomenal results with our products. Okay, so I'm going to start with an amazing young lady who actually hasn't been in this company all that long. Okay, her name is Shell. So, Shell, if you could get your camera on, because I'm going to welcome you on first. Okay, and Shell is someone who, if you're in the UK, right, she used to work for the NHS. So, for those of you in the UK, you know that I'm sorry, Shell, I would never want to work for the NHS. I cannot imagine anything more stressful than working for the NHS. Okay. But that was something she did for quite a long time until she was introduced to trading. Okay. And then she started growing on the side. Now, I'm not going to steal her thunder. So, Shell, if you could quickly come on, just give us a little bit about your background. Okay. What you've been able to achieve in economy and what you're excited about. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you now as well.
Thank you, Shannon. Can you hear me? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. So yes, my name is Shell. I'm a single mother of 2 young boys, and absolutely what Shannon said, I used to work for the NHS not too long ago. And I'm going to give you a quick background as to why I even was looking to get into trading. So my grandmother got really ill during the pandemic. She had an ulcer in her mouth, and it was like the size of a coin, a 50p coin. And we had to cut that out because the NHS decided not to do surgery on my grandmother. And my grandmother's like the glue to the family. So I didn't give up. And luckily I was, I'm part of the NHS. I was able to make the decision to cut the ulcer out myself. And they turned her down just because they believed she could have COVID. And obviously I work for the NHS, so I know what it's like behind the doors. So I cut that out ourselves, me and my auntie, and we saved her life. What that done is it woke me up. I was obviously sleeping. How could I not find a way to help my grandmother? So, for example, one thing it really pushed me to was getting private care. I needed private care, okay, and being able to have money, because money does talk, and we've got to be very honest in life. So, after that, I'm just going to speed up because I know we haven't got much time. I was able to then get private care for the whole family. Okay, so the whole family now have private care, right? And not just that, I've got 2 young boys, and I'm able to travel with them consistently. So that's my background as to why I got into the trading industry. I was asked to come onto the platform. As soon as I was presented the platform, I didn't ask any questions. I was like, I need the money. I need to change my life now. I saw that I had nobody. We had no one. There was no system to save us. So I had to put it in my own hands. So when I was introduced, I signed up straight away, no questions asked. $149 was nothing. I'm sorry, if anyone doesn't have $149, I don't know what you're doing in life. Honestly, if you're working 9 to 5 and someone comes to you and says, hey, this is for $150, sign up and you can make some money every single day or every month without a doubt, why would you turn that down? So I didn't. So that's the background, and that's how I got here. Now, in regards to the products I use, as Shannon mentioned, I am a Plutos lover. Okay, I'm a Plutos lover from the beginning. So as soon as I found out that there was an extra product, which was Plutos, I said, I'm going to try it out. Gold sounds amazing, right? Gold and oil made me silly amount of money. Okay. So in one day, I'm going to be very honest, Shannon, in one day at the early stage in my first month, I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I was on demo for about a week. I did all the teachings. I went to the educations, the live sessions. I did what I could when I could, because my son was young, so I was at home. And I learned so much. And then Pluto sent out some trades of gold and oil. And in one day, I made over £565. So in one day, I need you guys to listen to me very carefully. In one day, okay, I was working so hard at the NHS to just get that within 2 weeks, right? Let alone one day. Then last night, I'm just going to fast forward to now. Last night, um, Pluto sent out a trade, and I was able to make £1,082 from just gold. Just gold. And many people were sleeping, and I think that's why it did such an amazing job. And that was because Pluto sent out that trade. £1,082. Okay. Um, what I'm looking forward to within the company, because I just wanted to let you guys know it's not a game. It is not a game when you make money on this in this platform. And yes, there's ups and downs, but there's more ups than the downs. I can promise you that. So what I look forward to is definitely Eco. That's coming out very, very soon. But also, I just want to tell you a little bit of information about what I've been able to do since joining the platform. So I've left work. So I left the NHS completely within 2 months. Within 2 months. The amount of money I made within one day was ridiculous. I had to leave. I put myself into this. I'm a single mother. So you can imagine working, looking after kids and looking after your home is a lot. So the fact that I'm able to be at home with my son, with my baby son, and my other son goes to school, I'm able to be at home with him, spend loads of time, as well as make money on the go. It blew my mind, because it's not just that we do here. They work on your mindset. My mindset is always positive. I'm not around the people I used to be. I'm around 6 to 7 figure earners. I was able to travel with the company, because they was going to third world countries to help out different countries grow and make money on the through the industry and the platform. It's absolutely blown my mind. Hassan Mahmood, he's absolutely amazing. He has got such a big vision, and I'm going to follow him every single step of the way to help so many people. So I just want to say his vision to help 1 million across the world is definitely going to happen. I have so much faith in this business. And I promise you, I'm not excluding men, but women, if you are on this call, please try it. Please give it a shot, only because what it's done for me. I'm able to travel with my kids everywhere. I'm able to look after my baby and not have to worry about if he wakes up at 3 o'clock and I'm tired in the morning. He woke up at 3 a.m. last night. I didn't have to wake up and go, oh God, I've got to get to work 9 to 5. I'm not on that wheel anymore. I work for myself. I wake up and make money when I want. I travel and make money. I've been able to meet 6, 7 figure earners. And now they've even introduced me to businesses that I've never been introduced to. They talk about business on the platform. And it's such an amazing community. They are so helpful. Shannon, I just want to mention about Shannon. I will cry right now if I could, that she is such a servant leader. I've never seen someone go out their way for thousands of people in my whole life. And she helps. The community is so great that everyone, as soon as you have a question, everyone answers it. There's about 20 people sending the answer. So you're not alone, and you get literally help from every direction. So I just want to say, I'm going to say this loud and clear. Economy has changed my life, and it has done the best thing. I've made the best decision I've ever made, and I don't care about risks. Risk is nothing. £149 is nothing, and then it goes to $99, which is about £75 in the UK, and I made 1,082 yesterday night. That's it, Shannon. So thank you guys. Please try it out just for a little bit. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you so much, Shell. Guys, drop 1,000 in the chat box if you want to make 1,000 a day. Do you know what? I love about this business is Shell has not been trading as long as me, but she makes more money than I do trading, right? She has plugged in and she makes more money than I do trading. Okay. This is what I love about this business. If you plug in, you study, you work hard, you could be exactly like Shell. So Shell, massive congrats on everything you've been able to achieve. I'm super, super proud of you. And I'm just trying to get to your 1,000 a day. Okay, guys, we're gonna do one more testimonial and then we're gonna wrap up. But I think it's so important for you to hear from people who have actually experienced this and have gone through the same motions that you're about to go through. Okay, so I'd like to welcome up my friend and business partner. She's someone that I've had the privilege, to get to know from afar first. We were in kind of different places, different companies, and, have been really able to kind of work closely together within economy. She's done amazing things, but she's doing amazing things here in economy as well. So I want to welcome on Miss Tama. Tama, I'm going to replace your spotlight. And if you can come on, say, Michelle, what got you into economy and got you into this industry? What have you been able to achieve, and what you're excited about? You should be able to unmute now, Tama.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are good to go.
Amazing. Sorry, I'm just trying to close okay, yeah, it's closed. The chat box is closed. Good evening, everyone. I hope that you are doing well. Just want to hand it back to Shannon for an amazing presentation, and also for Shell for an amazing testimony. I definitely want to be making 1,000 a day through my trades as well. Guys, I'm not going to be before you long. I just want to give you a little bit of my story and how I first got into this industry. You see, I was working in a job, and I was working for the local authority, and I'd been doing that for maybe 14 years, different local authorities I was working at. And although we would think that those jobs are very stable, and if you're working for the local council, you've got a job for life, I was extremely miserable because I was working paycheck to paycheck. And not only was I working paycheck to paycheck, but I was actually being bullied by my manager. It was an extremely toxic environment, and it was taking its toll on me. I don't know if there's anybody on the call that can relate to just not wanting to go to work. I think that's pretty much everybody. I very rarely meet people that say that they really love their job and they're looking forward to going to work. The weekend would come, and for the whole weekend, I would be dreading that it's going to be Monday soon. I was being bullied, and it was actually taking a physical toll on my health. I was suffering with chronic migraines. I was getting signed off with stress, with anxiety. I was really depressed. Not only was I living paycheck to paycheck, but now this job is taking a physical toll on my body. I was always late to work. I was always getting in trouble because I just did not want to be there. Now, I was looking for a way out. I was looking to do things to make an additional income. I was freelancing in music, and I had somebody that kept on saying to me, you should try this trade thing I'm doing. Somebody from my church, a minister from my church, very good friend of mine, kept on saying, you should try this trading thing. And I was just like, no, I don't think that that's for me. Guys, don't block your blessings because they're not packaged in the way that you think that they are going to be packaged in. Because I nearly missed my blessing. I was turning this thing away. I said no for a complete whole year, right? I did not want to know. I was not interested. I was writing it off. I was saying, yeah, no, I feel I've heard about this stuff. I've seen it on Instagram. It just looks like a scam. I don't know anything about it. I'm not good at maths. There's no reason why it should be. I can't see how people are really winning from this. And maybe you're not trying to scam me, but maybe the people that told you about it are the ones that are trying to scam you, rope you in so you can now rope me in. I had such a negative mindset when it came to this thing. And do you know what? I came and I listened to a presentation and I heard all about it. And I said, I still think it's a scam, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to walk away with a what if over my head. I'll try it for a month. I'll try it for a month or two, and I will see what's the worst I could do if I just see what it's like. So I started reluctantly. And what I noticed is that I started to see myself making profits. I started to see that I was a part of a winning community. I was a part of a community where people actually celebrated me. That was such a change from being in an environment where somebody was always putting me down, when somebody was always making me feel like I wasn't good enough. One thing that this platform really gave me was not only that it helped me make profits, but it also helped me to believe in myself. I got connected to the right people. I had a mentor, that was my biggest cheerleader, that made me feel like I could do anything. And that was not something that I had experienced before. There's one thing that you can definitely guarantee is that you will grow from this platform one way or another. Not just your bank account, not just your finances and your trading account. You are going to grow as a person. You're going to be surrounded by like-minded people. Guys, not everybody is going to get it. Not everybody, unfortunately, is meant for more. Some people are just meant to work a 9 to 5. We do need workers in the world, but this is not for them. This is for people that really want to go out there and they really know that they want more for their lives. I've been able to go on to do some amazing things. I've not had to work a job for the last 5 years. I've been able to retire my mum early. I've been able to retire myself. I'm now dedicated to helping other people change their situation. I'm still a product of the product. I'm still making money through trading and investing in the financial markets. And there's nothing that gives me more joy than to see other people that was just like myself, that was counting this information out, that was counting this platform out, because I know exactly what it can do. Those are the people that I love working with the most. People that, you know, didn't think that it was for them, didn't think that they was going to see profits, people that thought like really skeptically about the situation, about the platform and about this industry. This industry can be life-changing if you let it be life-changing. We have got some amazing products. Now, I didn't make £1,000 today, but I had a small account. My account was about £400, and today I made about £165 on that small account, which on a small account like that, making £165 in one day is pretty impressive. And I was loving that we was able to be in and out of the markets on a live session trading NAS 100, you know, in about 15 minutes. I was able to make £165 in about 15 minutes, which is incredible. Guys, this is an amazing opportunity that you, whether you have, whatever your experience level, whether you have any experience, I'm a living testimony that you can come in knowing absolutely nothing and you can change your story. So I just want to encourage you guys to, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway, because that's what I did. Take care, everyone.
Wow, wow, wow. Thanks so much, Tama. Guys, £160 is no joke, you know. That's almost $200. Their subscription's $99 a month. So Tama, don't downplay that. That's incredible. So thank you so much, Tama and Shell, for sharing. You know, really, really appreciate you guys coming on and speaking on this call. And guys, we've come to the end. Okay. So you've heard all the information, and I'm gonna leave you with one thing. And this is something that my mentor taught me. He is on the call. Okay, so I know he's listening, and I hope he knows I listen to his advice. But I want you to consider the risk to reward. In any decision you make in your life, doesn't just have to be about this, you want to consider the risk to reward. Okay, so today, if you decide to join, your risk is the startup cost. If you decide you're going to go for the elite pack, that's $149 to start. That's your risk. You are risking $149. And if you get to the end of the month and you think, I hate this, I don't like it, I don't want to study, you know, whatever the case may be, okay, you can choose to stop. And all you have lost is $149. But if you think about the reward, you know, you've heard some incredible testimonies today, okay? And when I made this decision 4 years ago, okay, if I had have known, well, not even if I had have known, I made the decision, right? The risk was totally worth it for me. But my reward, okay, is 4 years later, I've now completely retired. I'm actually over 8 months pregnant, so I'm about to have a baby. And my reward is that I know that I do not have to rush back to work. I don't have to be stressed about maternity pay, right? I know that I can spend as much time as I want for as long as I want, you know, not working, because I have this ability and this skill set that I have learned where I can make money from my phone. I have multiple streams of income coming in. Okay. And that was my reward for that one risk and that one decision that I made 4 years ago. So for you guys today, you need to decide, okay, is the risk worth the potential reward of learning a skill that can literally pay you for the rest of your life? Okay, guys, so I want to thank you for being on this call. If you have any remaining questions, I was active answering questions in the Q&A, but go back to the person who invited you to this call. Okay, somebody thought of you. Somebody thought that you, of all people, would want to learn about this skill, and they've invited you here today. So number one, I want you to say thank you. Okay, they've just presented you with an opportunity. Whether or not you decide it's for you is irrelevant. Okay, I want you to thank them. But of course, if you have any follow-up questions, please go to them. They will be able to answer any questions that you do have. Okay, if you would like access to this recording, you can also ask them there as well. Okay, so guys, I hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your evening, afternoon, and hopefully I will see you guys on the right side of success. Okay, take care. God bless. Bye.